I think the pattern is very much clear. We can see wherever it happens, they term it as something which is their fundamental right, and to right to profess your religion. I think a bit of education and a background will be important to understand what hijab is, and is it really mandated in Quran, or in the religion. So we need to possibly quickly, I need to recap on the history
Please
of
do.
Islam's beginnings. Um, Muhammad, Prophet, proclaimed at the age of 40 to be the prophet. Then there was a 23 years of career, 12 years in Mecca. Mecca was a city of like maybe between 5 to 10,000 people. Majority belonged to the same tribe where the prophet was. So there was no genealogical or cultural or color or linguistic or any kind of differences between them. And all the men and women looked alike. They were related to each other. So then after 12 years, he migrated. And when he migrated, that was year 622, and he migrated with just a less than 100 people, less than 82 families. Now, but the Muslims especially need to understand that these verses of hijab, which is called, there are four verses in Quran which deal about this hijab thing. They were the very last commandments to be revealed in Quran. And very interesting is that they came even after most of the Islam's, commandments, the major commandments, like the five daily prayers, and this is zakat, all all the rulings about inheritance, and even fasting in the month of Ramadan, even the zakat, even the commandments about marriage and divorce. So it shows that this was something not really, it doesn't matter in the polity or in the religious, religion, in the religion. So what happened was that the it will make it very clear to these people who are talking about hijab, that why it happened. I will read the surah for you, the translation, which says it was basically for the prophet's wives, not for all the women, all the faithful women. Because what happened was that some people in Medina, when he migrated, the culture was different than from Mecca. They were not of the same tribe. They were different. And there were many other kind of cultures and people over there. So it said, Prophet, tell your wives and your daughters and the women of the believers to bring down over themselves part of their outer garments. That is more suitable, that they will be recognized and not be abused. This was the reason. So basically, the prophet wanted his wives and the
Right.
women to differentiate in a way, in a dress code, so that they can differentiate from the other women of the society, so that they will not be, they should be recognized. Okay, we are different. We are not those people.
Right.
So this is something, and now this has been blown totally out of proportion, as Abhijit was saying, that because the Muslims have not modernized, they still want to go back to the 7th century. They don't look at it that, well, what were the reasons at that time? There was a there Islam was a society that was evolving with the passage of time. It has an evolution period of 23 years. So things came up as they were needed in the society. So it as a country or as a society, when you politically organize yourself, then you enact rules and regulations as you need it. So there is no need for such a
Right.
hijab
Such a
thing, or
mandate.
blowing it out of proportions. But as we can see is that it is all, to me, is a more of a politics,
Right.
and in the garb of a garb of religion, and the garb of protection of the right to profess your religion, nothing else. It's
Right.
just a totally nonsense. And they need to understand that, well, dress, there is no Islamic dress is something which is born out of the culture and the weather and the region you are. So you cannot be, I mean, the kind of dress even the Arab men and women both wear, it is meant to cover their bodies fully, so that in the sand, when in the sand dunes there is a wind, it should not penetrate to the every part of your body with all the sand, and then you even don't have water to sufficient water to even wash yourself.
Right.
So naturally, the dress of the Bengal will be different. The dress of the Punjab will be different, and an Eskimo in North Pole will be having a different kind of a dress. So dress
Right.
is something to do with nothing to do with the religion. It has to do with the society and the region
Right.
you wear. You cannot be doing sowing your rice in the rice paddy with a shalwar kameez, or a kurta. So you have to have a different kind of a dress. You
Right.
cannot have a wear a turban, and you can climb maybe a palm tree in Bengal. So simple common sense, which just they are not able to
Right.
understand, or maybe the community is not making them understand, because they are not taught to respect common sense, or think rationally. So that's the basic problem.